give you what you came for. Coming up, I'm coming up. Feel the rush, I feel the rush. If this ain't legendary, what you call it? I said if this ain't legendary, what you call it? Feel the vibe, I feel the vibe. Extra live, I'm extra live. And I don't need improvement. Fell asleep, Omega woke up superhuman.
Spin as you go, helicopter. Spin as you go, helicopter. Spin as you go, helicopter.
Living with all of these strangers, staring at faces that you can't make. Standing in front of a mirror, forcing a smile, but I can't fake. 'Cause I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling confused, I'm losing my mind, I'm losing my view, and I'm trying to find something new. But baby, I'm not holding my breath. I need something to believe in. I need something that can keep me holding on. Never see it. I need something that will keep me on the ground. It's kind of strange being human. Yeah, is living really just a pastime? And I'm crying victim when I'm all alone. Hoping someone.
Doncic out there with Collins. Then it's Clint Capella. Then there's Antoine Jamison. And it's Valanciunas in at the four-man position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Now here's Jamison. Dallas moving it around. Shot clock at 5. And finished off by Collins.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Tries again. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Clint Capella.
And really, guys, I can't put a ceiling on Ingram. I mean, with his length and his shooting stroke and work ethic, this is a guy who I think has the potential to be truly great. The second overall pick in 2016, a lot of expectations for Brandon Ingram. If anything, he puts that pressure on himself. This is a young man that wants to be great.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Carter comes in for Valanciunas, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Collins. Dallas calls timeout. And Clark, they say Brandon Ingram, his own biggest critic. Does all his frustration and worry become, you think, a hindrance?
I think it can be, guys. I mean, you can't weigh yourself down with self-frustration and self-criticism because it can keep you from being your best. At the end of the day, his talent is obvious. I think he's got tremendous upside, but that piece of the mentality that he brings has to be balanced out a bit.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He really got after him in the hurry. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
The Mavericks leading. The shot by Carter, nobody around. And it's put back up and in by Capella. Capella's got 13 points in the second half.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a nonstop parade to the foul line.
Murray against Lowry. Murray, the pass to Williamson. Back to Murray. Clock at 6. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Dallas calls timeout.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. The lead is 2. Doncic, no good. Murray against Lowry. Murray kicks to Jokic. And there's the pass to Williamson. George against Doncic. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch. He's basically automatic from the line, not the guy you want to send there now.
Now, here's Lowry. Tries from 16. Capella with the bucket. Capella's got 11 points in the quarter.
So good to see the role players stepping up in big moments. That's a big basket for Clint Capella.
Murray, the pass to George. There's a minute 47 left here in the 4th quarter. And that one's good. Williamson.
Some young players tend to defer in big moments. Not Zion.
Ingram against Carter. It's over Ingram. Carter with the bucket. Carter's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Nice play call there. Down the stretch, getting him the open look.
Yeah, I put that one on the defense. I mean, they can't leave him open at this stage.
Here's Capella. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Dallas.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either. It's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Now here's Ingram. Launches it. Rebound by Antoine Jamison. Carter with it. Now guarded by Ingram. And it's Carter missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Murray with the bounce pass. Jokic against Carter. Jokic draws the number. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Yes!
Yeah, watching Carter find his rhythm. Very impressive. An efficient scorer who can hurt you in a lot of ways.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They trail by 5. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Jokic. Pass to Ingram. Jamison with the defensive effort.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
A 5-time All-Star, Lowry has come a long way since being drafted 24th overall back in 2006.
The deep three from George. And that time also...
In the world that can make me change. Not as long as you keep playing games, baby. When you up at night, all alone, playing games on your phone. Do I cross your mind? Gotta know these feelings for you I The way you make me feel on a cloudy day.
Here's McGrady. Outside, Bagley. Irving kicks to McGrady. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. On the court right now for the Celtics. Tracy McGrady is out there with Bagley. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Harden. And it's Cambion at the center position. Boston leading by 8. Now a timeout called by Boston.
And with all their rangy wing defenders, the Celtics are well suited for the modern game.
Oh, yeah, they make it tough for opponents to get clean looks on the perimeter, GA, with their defense. I mean, it's a strong defensive team also because of the competitors that they possess.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
And, guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. He loves the aggressiveness on D. He said, we're doing a great job of challenging everything they're trying to do. Stay active, talk to each other, don't let up. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now, Wall. James Harden missing on the 3. Love the pass to Wall.
Wall plays big down. The sheer determination picks up fouls in the paint.
And he makes the first. Good on both. Now a timeout called by Boston.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. They lead by 4. Knocked away. All with the steal. Camby with the block. And they'll keep possession.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option. And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off. And finally, a productive trip at the line after a lot of struggles here early on.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
The defensive intensity has to pick up, and I'm sure coach is going to let them know that.
Now, here is Irving. Harden outside. Rebound, Washington.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
The 9-foot shot. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound. Butler's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here is Wall. Here's Love. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
That's the only way to hold him in check. He's got it inside the body on right away.
Twits in the tray.
As if there was any question, Harden with the big-time play.
Washington calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. 1:21 left in the 4th quarter. Young's checked in for the Wizards. We've got 1:18 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Here's it from 3-point range.
Ice in his veins. Young excels at stepping to the plate and delivering in the clutch.
with the steal. On the pass to O'Neal. And here's Young from the arc. Connects from downtown.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count him and make crucial shots.
Now, here's Harden. Over in the corner, Brown. A three-pointer, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage play.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Moving against Young. 6 to shoot. Over Irvin. Good!
Terrific effort there by Young. Really all night. The defense has tried to make adjustments, but he's just stayed one step ahead of them.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
They're just trying to prevent the opposition from getting comfortable. Next time, that one might get picked.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Bagley. Got it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
I like seeing young players with Bagley's mental toughness. He was unfazed in the clutch.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
And the perfect time to be perfect at the line. Only a 3 can tie it now.
The 3 from Harden. He's off from 3.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Oh, you got to just have a sense of calm at the line. He has it here, and he just put the game to bed.
And so it's the Wizards with the W. Thank you, David. Great.
The more you talk, the more I speak to myself. They say it's bad for my health, you can tell, but I'm almost there. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Almost there. I let the money control me. I got them, I love me. My diamonds wear like a faucet. I bet that to be cautious. I only talk to the bosses. When I get money and floss it, I used to by the dungeon. I told them people that honey. I dug and diamond, try like a lion. She said the same. How you feel? You ain't gotta like me. But the trail, you rider. Yeah, that's my dog. I got it, he got it. I'm at the bros, took off like a rocket. Went got a bag and bought all the sun. And I run my own because I design it. All of my kids do this for my mama. I love, I just want the camera. We with the and we with the drama. Got it on life, yeah. Come from the trenches, right at the bottom. Remember them days at the projects. Soon in the West and boom.
And here's Booker. Tries it from 19. Rebound, Detroit.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
So on the floor for Orlando, we've got Tatum. Adebayo is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's LeBron at the shooting guard. Now a timeout called by Orlando. The thing about Curry you have to admire, Greg, he never wants the spotlight to himself, even as a leader of his team. He always wants his teammates to shine as well.
You think back to when Clay was trying to break Curry's three-point record last season. Curry was not only cheering for him, but actively setting him up to make it happen. That camaraderie Curry shows is why his teammates love him.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Gallinari comes in for Domantas Sabonis, and it's Victor Oladipo in for Curry. Orlando also making some changes. Chris Middleton comes in for Paul Millsap. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Devin Booker. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Steve Clifford went over with his guys during the break. He wants them to maintain their balanced attack, but he told them they're doing a great job at finding space out on the perimeter, which has led to all those good shots. He likes the rhythm and the flow of this offense. He just told them, keep shooting it with confidence. Kevin?
Oladipo for 3. Not going to go that time. The Magic go the other way with it.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
And Greg Oden gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And they double up James. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That'll be his second foul of the game. On the wing, James. Guarded by Oladipo. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle.
Boy, when he's this deep, it's going to be tough to stop him, especially with a smaller defender.
Bounce pass from Bledsoe. Oladipo against LeBron. No good from Bledsoe.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
Tatum against Oladipo. Passes to Oden. Just 4 to shoot. It's hauled in by the Magic. Adebayo's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. LeBron passes to Bledsoe. Over Paul. Another miss by Orlando.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he needs to step his game up right now.
No good on the triple.
Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-point attempt. Great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done.
Now here's Paul. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. Embiid trying to break loose. Oladipo misses.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Tatum finds Bledsoe. It's rebounded by Paul. The Pistons shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're down by 7. There's 53 seconds left in the game. Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pistons. Shot by Middleton, wide open. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it, Greg? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They lead by 4. 51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 51 seconds left in the fourth. Sabonis kicks to Paul. Inside. The kick out to Oladipo. Sabonis, and slam dunk by Sabonis.
Well, Domantas Sabonis has a nose for the basketball. He understands if he keeps moving, he's going to get to the offensive glass.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
And you know Bledsoe's likely to get the ball in crunch time. The defense didn't react quickly enough.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're up by 4. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And that's an intentional foul. In the foul on Eric Bledsoe. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Yeah, tough break for him there. But they'd have a tough time coming back from this deficit no matter who's on the floor.
And Orlando making a change here. Booker's checked in.
Well, you want to continue to build the lead, so a very productive trip to the line right there.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're behind by 6. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. .23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's the three. And Embiid pulls it down. And it's Paul with the ball for Detroit. 6-point lead. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And
we have seen star players changing teams more often, shorter contracts, player options. Smitty, is there any downside to any of them?
You know, I think the downside is from a fan standpoint, you get invested in a player and he's moved in like 2 or 3 years. I think it should be where if a player wants to sign a longer-term contract with the organization, that should be a rule in play. But right now with these shorter contracts and player options, there's going to always be a lot of movement.
A different look for New York. Zingas, he's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. And it's Butler in for Nicholas Batum. And Golden State also making a change. Murray's checked in.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Antetokounmpo, Roy out there with Murray. Then it's Thompson, and it's Harrell in at the center.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
And here are the Warriors now. It's a 13-point game. And here's Giannis. And the dunk by Giannis.
And how about the initiative there from Antetokounmpo? Excellent at seeing lanes to the basket and then just taking advantage.
Now here's Lillard, Beal, and finished off by Beal.
Beautiful location on the pass as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Giannis against Porzingis. There's 1:47 left to play here in the fourth. Took the opportunity when he saw it. 16 points for Brandon Roy.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
Here's Beal, and the rejection by Harrell. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Down low. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Beal.
You know, you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but Brad Beal is one of the top shooting guards in our league. The scoring, the playmaking he provides is really right there amongst the elite.
He's doing what he can do to pull them closer, but it's not enough. He needs more help.
And Beal about a 25, 5-5 player last season, Greg. Most would agree that that's star-level production.
Those are Hall of Fame-esque numbers. I put him up there with Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler. Fantastic scorer who does it with strong efficiency, and he's only getting better.
Butler finds Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good. Shot missing. Great D that time from Roy. Warriors trail by 9. Idle to look here for Murray. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. New York's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Towns, the pass to Lillard. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. True on the 14-footer. And the Knicks lead by 11.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
They're going to win by a nice margin. The effort was there all night.
Now here's Giannis. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Spin as you go, helicopter. Spin as you go, helicopter. Spin as you go, helicopter.
Living with all of these strangers, staring at faces that you can't make. Standing in front of a mirror, forcing a smile, but I can't fake. 'Cause I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling confused, I'm losing my mind, I'm losing my view, and I'm trying to find something new. But baby, I'm not holding my breath. I need something to believe in. I need something that can keep me holding on. And believing. I need something that will keep me on the ground. It's kinda strange being human. Yeah, it's living really just a pastime.
Carter right side. Lays it up off the glass. Carter's got the lead up to 3 now for the Mavs.
Yeah, watching Carter find his rhythm. Very impressive. An efficient scorer who can hurt you in a lot of ways.
On the court for the Celtics. Davis is out there with Harden. Then there's Horford. Then it's Tracy McGrady. And it's Cambion at the 5 spot. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Doncic is checked in for John Collins. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Capella. Brown is checked in for the Celtics. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens had to say to his team. He said, look, you guys are playing physical, and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Here's Davis after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. And he gets it to go. You know, Clark, the Mavericks making their games accessible to Dallas fans, much more concerned with the packed house than the revenue at the gate.
Yeah, and I like that philosophy, guys. I mean, building their future fan base, those fans will be around for a while, and giving young people a chance to become Mavericks fans for life. And you start early, and it pays dividends down the road usually.
Brown, and finished off by Brown.
That's platinum level dime dropping right there by Harden. Such a smart passer. Gets us to his teammates on time and on target.
Now here is Carter. Kept alive. Some solid defense from Brown.
And they've controlled the glass throughout this game, but it's still close.
Guys, it's their hard work inside that has them out in front, but they can't let off now. They've got to keep it going.
Here's Brown. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Now running, here comes Henry, pushing the ball up. That's in there. Carter with the assist. 20 points for Kyle Lowry.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Doncic against Harden. From deep. Drains the three-pointer.
This is not unfamiliar territory for Harden. He is used to being the go-to guy, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
Now here is Lowry. Doncic outside. Out left to the wing. Here's Jamison. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
Well, he's done it again right there on the offensive glass. I mean, it's a great stretch that he's having here, and boy, I really admire his energy.
And the basket by Harden.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot, and when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Over to the wing. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. And it's blocked by Brown. And that's on a bounce. Dallas will retain possession. Irving's checked in for Davis. Here's Doncic. Pass to Carter. 5 on the clock. Shoots. And that one hits back iron.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case. Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, oh, he wishes he had that one back.
Now, here's Doncic to the middle. And it's Valanciunas that time on the assist by Doncic. 6 points for Valanciunas.
Tell you what, for a young player, Doncic has already shown tremendous skill and feel for the game. Beautiful floor awareness there.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 4. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter. It's stolen by Carter. Outside Lowry. And Lowry gets double teamed. Jamison dishes to Lowry. Some nice passing here by Dallas. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. The 3 from Harden. And Valanciunas pulls it down. And so here is Dallas. They lead by 4. .32 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And Camby over to help. Outside, Jamison. Doncic finds Valanciunas. Back to Doncic. 6 on the shot clock. Lowry for 3. Horford with the rebound. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
They're trying to get back in this thing. They need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. What an impressive performance.
I tell you what, those are crazy numbers, guys. I mean, believe me, I was a good rebounder in my...
what you heard, what you know about me. Not a thing, been riding around the forest, switching lanes. Ain't a girl in the world that can make me change. Not as long as you keep playing games, baby. When you up at night, all alone, playing games on your phone, do I cross your mind? Gotta know these feelings for you, I can't.
Leonard against Porzingis. Leonard the pass to Fox. Back to Leonard. Over Porzingis. And too long on the shot.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Zach LaVine, De'Aaron Fox out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Leonard in at the 4 slot. And that one drops. Leonard's got 18 points just in the second half.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Outside, Beal. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
And the 76ers call time here.
Well, whether things are good, bad, or indifferent, coaches will have adjustments to make throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, not just there to pump up or to discipline players. You got to make sure that the coach makes the proper adjustments and has his team in the right mindset to carry it out.
Butler, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Philadelphia. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He said, guys, we don't want to play hero ball. We don't want to take threes that aren't there. There are better options when you run the offense all the way through. Kevin, we'll see if they can make that adjustment.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Porzingis loving the moment right here, stepping up huge.
Timeout called the 76ers. Here's Gobert, pass to Green. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Offline with his 3. And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for New York. They trail by 1. And now it's Westbrook running. He can go all the way. And Westbrook throws it down.
And he's been demanding the ball in these situations. Westbrook with a chance to put this team away.
Three-pointer Lillard makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Gobert the pass to Green. Porzingis with the block.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
Fox against Lillard. To the paint. Here's Towns. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got assist number 8 now on the night. And here's Westbrook. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one is on time.
Again, more attack mode play from Russell Westbrook. He just puts it on the deck and draws contact.
And so Westbrook makes them both.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Westbrook against Lillard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And already a leader at such a young age. Towns' teammates look to him to anchor them on both ends, and he has not disappointed.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
You just have to understand that hours and hours of practice mean that clutch free throws become easy.
14 feet away. Westbrook, no good. The Knicks shooting and hitting almost everything here in the fourth, up around 58% from the field. Butler, no good.
I'll be honest, I thought there's no way that he's missing that close. That's a bunny. Give it up for the aggressive defense, Kevin.
Remember that one, guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, Greg, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. To the inside. Count it!
Lillard becoming better at staying patient, knowing that at any point in the possession, he can take advantage of somebody. That time he found the open man.
For 3, Westbrook knocks down the trifecta.
And this is the thing about Westbrook. He wants to take the responsibility when it matters most.
Lillard from outside, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
That is what you need in big moments. Lillard's a strong leader with competitive drive. Bingo.
And the 76ers call time here. They trail by 2. We've got 28 seconds left in the game. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Steps back and fires. Westbrook, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, body and control isn't just for your shampoo at home. It's right there in Russell Westbrook. He gets fouled and still converts.
Yeah, big play on the front end to finish, despite getting hacked there, and big on the back end to hit the free throw.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're down by 1. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth, is what you're saying.
Yeah, always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And sometimes not just what a coach draws up, but who he has execute in these moments.
Here's Towns. Oh, missed it. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball. Just milk those 5 seconds away.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
Well, Fox had quite a year in Kentucky before he decided to turn pro and became the 5th pick in 2017 in the NBA draft. Huge free throws, bumps the lead up to 3, and now they simply have to guard against the 3 ball.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement.
And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. And we'll be back right after this. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team. Russell Westbrook out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Draymond Green. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. We're now about 3 minutes into this overtime period. And Gobert kicks to Westbrook. Westbrook double team. Passes it to Green to the right side. To take the lead. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Fox. And that's 38 points for Russell Westbrook.
In his career, not a high percentage shooter from 3, but Westbrook has the green light. That time fires it with confidence.
Towns, the pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Westbrook drives in, drops in the layup for 2. Westbrook's got 40 points.
He scores in so many different ways, but most of them have to do with attack mode and aggressiveness. That's a huge confidence boost right there for Kristaps Porzingis. he's proving he's got what it takes in those moments.
The wide open look here for Fox. And a miss there on the triple.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin.
And he wants the ball at the end of the game. You can see why Lillard's stepping up again to the challenge.
The 19-foot shot. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
And you can see the defense now getting a little nervous, almost on their heels. I think they're starting to feel it.
Green with the block.
Wow, gritty defense from Draymond, showing how tough it is, and great timing on the rejection.
Here's Westbrook. It's rebounded by New York. It's stolen by Gobert. It drops.
There's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
New York calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. 27 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Simmons checked in for Fox. Lillard outside. Steps back and fires. Money!
The defense is key here.
Now Westbrook. One for 3. So a close game sees New York take this one. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came out. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's it.
Right around town, ride a bike, son. Stay carefree, live like the sun. Man, I know how the time stay putting you down. I know it take a lot to put up a smile, but for now, do things you ain't did in a while. Blue dress, ooh, girl, I'm feeling your style. We out to get it. We on that, we about to shut down the city. We made a week out of this, they ain't never tell them. In the free world, keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world. I'm here the club, stay rocking. Saturday night, I'm trying to.
Nothing else. That's why every beat I'm on is what
Chris, speed at any position is so vital. Who are the fastest big guys in the game right now that you admire and just can't believe how they go baseline to baseline?
The first one that comes to mind is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's a Greek freak, but he's a freak of nature in basketball. His speed, his length, his athletic ability. You love seeing him. And I say a close second, Anthony Davis. And don't forget about Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, a lot of guys that love running the floor and put that pressure on the defense every time by getting out.
Davis is out there with Harden. Then it's Tracy McGrady. Then there's Horford. And it's Cambion at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Boston Five. And Wall kicks to Jordan. Outside, Wall. Just 5 to shoot. Rejected by Campbell.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he has not hit his shots to drop.
Harden against Jackson. Harden can't hit.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
O'Neal passes to Wall. Fires at the elbow. Second shot opportunity. Rebounded by the Celtics. Camby's got his 5th rebound in this one. Right wing. Kicks it to Harden. Back to Camby. Love against McGrady. The pass to Horford over O'Neal. Horford no up. Wizards trail by 12. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure. And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Love deciding where to go with it. And here's Jordan outside. And Davis pulls it down. And it's Davis with the ball for the Celtics. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. We've got 1:28 left in the 4th quarter. Camby passes to Horford. The Celtics working the ball around now. And here's Harden for 3. Washington with the rebound. Here's Jackson, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on James Harden.
You know what? I talked to Jaren Jackson this summer. He told me another 2 inches. So let's just call him around 7 foot right now with the 7'5" wingspan. Jaren Jackson, the perfect physique for today's defensive big. He can protect the paint and maneuver outside.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Celtics. Kyrie Irving comes in for Davis. Brown kicks to Horford. Irving for 3. And Shaquille O'Neal pulls it down. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react. And that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Now, here is Irving. After Gordon Hayward's miss, gets it to go from beyond the arc.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
How about the vision from the crafty little guard? Young excels at realizing when his guys have clean looks.
Irving passes to Harden. Brown right side. Trying to get open his camp. Offensive rebound. Outside. And Drummond kicks to Whiteside. Here's Katie. that shot off the mark.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through. That's unbelievable.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Well, he had trouble making shots in the first period, but rounding into himself here in the second.
Dallas calls timeout. Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go. Guys?
Thank you, David.
And as good as Morant's been, there's still plenty of upside. One of the younger players to enter the draft in 2019. And they get the rebound, but guys, that's been the issue throughout the game.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his 5th foul.
And that's going to be his 5th, guys. One more and he's done.
Now here's Morant. He's guarded closely. And it's blocked by Capella. Pass to Doncic. Back to Capella. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic and a pretty pass right there.
Over to the left wing. Now here's Morant. Capella covering. Shot clock at 6. Here's Whiteside. The shot's good. Whiteside's got 6 in the quarter.
Sometimes you just wonder, how did Morant see that guy? The vision is special.
Dallas calls timeout. They're up by 2. There's 1:40 left to play in the final quarter. And here's Carter. Dishes it to Capella. Outside Lowry. Carter for 3. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Carter. Cavaliers trailing. 1:15 left in the game. Here's Morant. No good. That would have tied it.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's becoming art. Changing shots without making contact.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
And then Durant with the dunk.
Big moments. This is who Kevin Durant is. He delivers when the game is in the balance.
Dallas calls timeout. They're in front by 3. 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Seconds left in the 4th quarter. Carter against Durant. Finished off by Carter.
And that's what Carter does best. Knifing his way inside so he can finish with the easy slam.
Marcus Aldridge has checked in for Whiteside. The free throw off from Carter. And KD's got the ball here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing by 5. And it's sent back by Carter. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Timeout called Cleveland. They're trailing by 5. There's 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
They need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
Dallas on defense. It's a 5-point game.
Kevin Durant absolutely fearless. If the game's in the balance, he will demand the basketball.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're leading by 3. 29 seconds left to play here in the fourth. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Carter against KD. Now here is Carter. Defense right on him. Clock at 4. From deep three-point range, that one's not going to go.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're behind by 3. 3 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
Let's face it, really difficult to find an open 3 in this situation. Look, there's no secret. It's the only shot that'll save him. So the D is all over the perimeter, guarding that three-point line.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That doesn't get much attention, Steve. A league-wide drop in turnovers. Last season was the lowest rate ever for turnovers in the NBA. It was terrific.
It was, and I think the reason why is teams are doing a good job offensively of sharing the basketball. There's not a lot of over-dribbling. And I think also the three-point shot. Guys are not driving the basketball because that can create turnovers. With the chance of driving it, they're catching and they're shooting from a long distance.
Davis is out there with Steven Adams. Then it's Pascal Siakam. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Arenas in at the shooting guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Talk about making halftime adjustments. You love what they're doing with him now offensively.
Passes it to Siakam. 5 to shoot. Back to Arenas. A three-pointer off the mark.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the board.
Love outside. At the wall. Jacks up a 3. That falls. Good assist by Love. Wall's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Wizards. Wall against Dinwiddie. And a wide-open look for Siakam. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
I like the competitive spirit of Siakam. Season back momentum with a 3 of his own.
All taking his time here. Here's Love. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Davis.
Kevin Love was a star at a young age, but he was traded. He's made the most of it. He's a NBA champion right now.
So for the Wizards, Gordon Hayward's checked in for Griffin. Jimmy Butler comes in for Jackson. And Trae Young subbed in for John Wall. Now here's Dinwiddie. They double him with Love. To the middle. And Adams kicks to Davis. Adams. Great positioning on the putback. And the Raptors lead by 12.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Pass to Love. There's a minute 34 left to play in the final quarter. Outside Butler. And he banks in the layup.
Those 220 pounds came in handy. Jimmy Butler using his big body and muscling those tough shots.
Dinwiddie against Young. Dinwiddie dishes to Arenas. Arenas is doubled. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Washington has possession. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. It's a 10-point game. Pass to Love. Over Davis. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Toronto's gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Toronto.
One area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition. And when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Gilbert Arenas.
Ooh, he put on a...
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan.
Undo the problems we did. In the end game, girl, I wanna be closer. You're a good girl, but you've been through stuff that made you different in your own ways. If I leave you on your own, would you be the same? 'Cause it will be all alone. 'Cause you know I did you right, and you're innocent and treat me wrong. If I leave you on your own, would you be the same? 'Cause it will be all alone. 'Cause you know I did you right, and you're innocent and treat me wrong.
Gasol passes to DeRozan. Now, here's Brogdon. Pass to Mitchell. Here's DeRozan. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. They get Al Harrington.
DeRozan is deceptive in his height and quickness, so I think it makes him hard to guard, especially from this area.
And the first one at the line is good.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Gallinari, he's checked in for the Pistons. So for the Lakers right now, you've got Yusuf Nurkic. Bryant is out there with Brogdon. And it's DeRozan. And it's Gasol. And at the 4 spot.
Boy, always in attack mode. Oladipo keeps constant pressure on the defense.
Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator. And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Start it.
Presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Dwayne Casey just going over the game plan with his team down the stretch. He is upset about the perimeter play. He told the guys on the defensive end, stay connected to the shooters. On the offensive end, don't have an open shot, sit around. See if the ball starts to unstick, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
Greg, you can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Kobe Bryant really making a difference here.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got their number, and he knows it.
Ball passes to Embiid. Out against Paul. Back to Embiid. Good. Embiid's got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, the floor awareness of Chris Paul. Got to respect that. I mean, whenever one of his guys is open, he's getting the ball to him quickly and on time.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line.
Now, here's Brogdon. Pass to Kobe. Lets it go with a 3. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got 4 rebounds now tonight. No good from outside.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that.
The offensive rebound. Nurkic can't hit.
Well, that's a look. He has to finish, and he knows it. Blown opportunity.
Embiid, the pass to Oladipo, sinks that one from the post. And now just a 4-point Laker lead.
Outstanding concentration from the versatile scoring guard, Victor Oladipo. Big in a big spot.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're ahead by 4. There's 1:38 left in the fourth quarter of this one. There's 1:38 left in the fourth quarter. And that one's good, Brogdon.
Always nice to see Bryant find the open man. He gets so much attention on himself. That helps create opportunities for other guys.
Now here's Paul. To the paint. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Lakers leading by 6. There's 1:17 left to play here in the fourth. For three, Brogdon. Good for his sixth make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
You have to chase Brogdon off that three-point line. He's a very good shooter from this area.
Paul dishes to Embiid. Takes a three. DeRozan with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Brogdon. Outside, Kobe. Passes it to DeRozan. 6 on the shot clock. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished. Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
Brogdon against Paul. Now, here's Nurkic. He's tightly guarded. Outside DeRozan. And they double up DeRozan. Back to Nurkic. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And it's Brogdon off the drive. And so the Lakers take the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Guys. Keep on rocking in the free world. 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 Yeah, go ahead, go and do what you want. Live free, do what you want. Ride around town, ride a bike sign. Stay carefree, live like the sun. Man, I know how the times they putting you down. I know it take a lot to put up a smile, but for now, do things you ain't did in a while. Blue dress, ooh girl, I'm feeling your style. We out to get it. We on that, we about to shut down the city. We made a week on the force in our system. We love the weed on the cock of the vision. We don't got time like we don't on the watch. Whole team of mine when we blow up the spot. I'm getting mine, you should know it's a lie. But we got the thinking you hot. No, not on my watch. I don't wanna bother you guys. I don't wanna lie in your body. I thought on watch. Every time's not me. I'm the God in C, it's the God in me. Your apologies, and I say that with honesty. I don't wanna hear it at all, to see it at all. I'm treating them all like if they ain't, I'ma tell them. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world.
That's why you told me most these sheep will move like lambs. That's why I'll be on my own. My mama thought I was a joke, but Miss Badu told me I'm, yeah, yeah. Miss Badu told me I'm, and I know it. You can't tell me nothing else. That's why every beat I'm on is water, and I might go Phelps. Come on, partner, get your breath up, put that on.